Hi, I'm Darnell with Wave Oven Recipes, and this is my 30-day review of the Ninja Combi All-in-One Multi-Cooker Oven and Air Fryer. Now, if you've not already seen the initial review, please check it out, because if you have not already seen the initial review, you probably have questions, you probably want to see things that are not going to happen in this video, such as test cooks, such as measurements, such as side-by-side comparisons, all of that type of stuff, such as temperature testing, such as audio decibel testing, all of that in the initial review. Please check it out if you have not already. In this 30-day review, I do a rundown of my thoughts, impressions. I talk about how I feel about this cooker in comparison with some other cookers and things, but this is where I give a discussion of my thoughts of the cooker. Any questions you want answered, this is not the place for them. They're answered probably in the initial review. They're probably in the initial review, more than likely, and most people who ask questions in this thread, I end up just giving them a link to the initial review because that's where you need to go. But let's jump into this. And so basically, generally speaking, this cooker it's awesome. The Ninja Combi is awesome, is the best way I can put it. It's an awesome cooker. I can cook literally everything I want in it. I mean, it really does replace all my other cookers for things that I generally cook. I'm able to use it for everything that I generally cook. And so that is, you know, a big win for the Ninja Combi for sure. And something else I want to mention about this cooker, just like the Ninja Speedy that I've reviewed here on the channel as well, and you can check that out, it stays hot for a very long time after use. I mean, the pot stays so warm afterwards, after a cook, that I can like make some toast, and after some toast I could take like some refrigerator cold oats or amaranth or something in a ramekin, put them in here just after after toasting some toast in here, and maybe come back maybe 30 minutes later, 20 minutes later or whatever when I'm ready to eat it, and it's warm. It's warm. The refrigerator cold food is warmed up. I mean, that's how warm this thing stays after a cook. So I like that because I'm able to kind of use off as reheat because it's so warm afterwards, after I've heated up or cooked something before. So that's pretty nice. And something I wanted to mention, it has this bake tray that I talk about in the initial review. And you can use that, functionally speaking, for grilling by like using broil or air fry with it to grill things, but it would be a nice addition if Ninja offered an actual ridged grill plate like this. Maybe it'd be like this and you could like do ridged grilling on it to give like, you know, with that Mylar reaction, some grill mark type of look to it. It'd be nice if they had something like this that just had raised ridges to give the grill marks. Same type of thing, but raised ridges would be a nice additional accessory there from Ninja if that was something they wanted to do, just the thought that I'm throwing out. Now, one thing I didn't talk about in the initial review was the construction of the product as far as what was used in the construction of it, because I didn't have that information then, but I do now, so I do want to mention that Ninja says that the Combi pan and crisper tray are made of aluminum with a non-stick nano-ceramic coating that is FDA approved and food safe, is what they say. The coating is also PTFE and PFOA free. And they mentioned that the bake tray has an enamel coating. That's what they say. I personally prefer stainless steel. Just give me high quality stainless steel and leave it at that and I'd be happy. But I encourage you to research why I'm even saying that. But they use these aluminum products with their coatings, and I prefer stainless steel to all of that verbiage. Just give me 2 words, or 3 words, high quality, 4 words, high quality stainless steel, 4 words, high quality stainless steel, and I'm happy. Now when it comes to the Combi options in this cooker, they're basically steam cooker options. When it talks about Combi, it's using steam. And the preheat for that can take, depending on what you're cooking and how things are configured for the cook and whatnot, depending on a whole bunch of factors, the preheat can take anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes. I mean, I've seen preheats all over the place with different cooking, and I'm going to be showing, and I've shown in a video that I've already, or a couple videos I've already put out, the time that it took for things to basically preheat, and I'm going to continue trying to do that in videos where I show that I'm using the combi side, how long it takes to preheat. I'll try and continue to do that. But just keep in mind with the combi cook, the preheat can take some time. So this is not a super fast process when you consider how long the preheat may take. But if you're someone who wants it quick, the combi can do it quick too. The air fry side basically does things as quick as you would in a basket air fryer. It's going to heat and cook things up real quick. So you've got the air fry side if you need it quick. If you don't mind the time, and I don't really mind the time because of the results, and you want things really moist and, you know, really nice and well raised, you know, like cookies and things, the combi side is very nice too. Now, Ninja mentioned that you don't need to defrost to use this cooker, and I found that to be very true. Very true. You don't need to defrost things. You can cook things from frozen, like meats and proteins from frozen, and basically they come out very moist if you're using the combi cooker function. The combi cooker functions make things very moist. Even if they're cooked from frozen, you don't have to worry about it, and that's worked out very well for me. Now, the heat level for this cooker is very hot. It's a very hot side cooker. As far as all cookers, basically some of them are a little cooler than others, generally speaking, even despite what temperature they might show in temperature testing. Some just end up cooking food a little hotter or colder than others, but this one's very hot. Like the Ninja Speedy, very hot. Everything cooks like basket air fryer speed, and basically if you're used to using like an air fryer oven, you're going to have to adjust to using less cooking time when you're using the Ninja Combi, because you're going to need less time. If you do the same amount of time you would cook things in an air fryer oven, you're probably going to overcook them in the Ninja Combi. So that's something to keep in mind, because it's able to knock stuff out quick. As far as the noise level, it can get pretty loud as far as the noise is concerned, depending on the cooking option you use. Be sure to see the initial review. There I gave decibel testing and further details so you know exactly how loud it gets. So see that initial review if you haven't already seen it, as I said earlier. The user interface is not hard to learn, but you should see my initial review where I break down how that works. And I had no smoke issues in the Ninja Combi, none at all. And the combi cooker functions, which I mentioned, leverage steam. They also, some of them use the air fry fan too, so it kind of depends on the cooking function that you're using. Now, I want to talk about the functions that I use here in the cooker. And so the combi cooker functions that I use, combi meals I use, works very well. You do have the preheat, keep that in mind. But you put food in at the very start. Even though it has a preheat, you put food in at the very beginning before the preheat even starts. And it does a phenomenal job cooking. That's the best I can say for it. It's definitely very good with meats and frozen food too. It works out great. And I've done an initial review. You can see there where I've done cooks, and also some other videos are coming, Lord willing. Another video will be coming at least with Combi Cook. Combi Crisp. I have not used Combi Crisp yet, but it does look promising because it's supposed to give the food a moist interior with a crisp exterior, and being a steamer with the air fry fan on top, it should be able to do that pretty well, but I'll have to get into that. Combi Bake is awesome. I've used Combi Bake numerous times, and I demonstrated that in the initial review. I've demonstrated that in the follow-up using Ninja's official Never Stick Bake Pan. That worked out good, and yeah, nothing sticks to it, so it's a pretty good pan. And you can see the review of that here on the channel. And I also showed in the initial review how you can use a 9-inch bake pan to cook what you want in this cooker, and basically that gives you more room than Ninja's official 8-inch bake pan, and you can get some good results, and I've demonstrated that. And because it's using the steam, things are very moist. It's like you know, nice, moist baked goods. It's just cool. You have to try that. Steam, the steam function I've used, it's been a great replacement for my pressure cooker. So for what I use it for, I've been able to cook everything I would normally on a regular basis cook in my pressure cooker in the Ninja Combi, and already a video out about that and going to be more, so check that out. And also with the steam function, I need to mention that the steam makes a lot of condensation. With the other Combi Cook functions, the air fry fan running during part of their cooks is able to dry up excess water. But the steam function doesn't on its own dry up the excess water. So I've shown in an earlier video how you can do the steam and dry, and it talks about the Ninja Combi and steam and dry and how to do that. But basically you have to leave the cooker on after it cook and close the door, and then there's a dry function that you can add time to and dry. But be sure to check out the full video where I demonstrate that so that you see how that all plays out and how it actually looks in action doing that. In that how to steam and dry video, I cooked oats and then I cooked amaranth, so that you see two things that were cooked using the steam and then how I do the dry method. Just make sure that you can, just remember that you can add time to the dry to basically make the dry go longer if you need to. Now the proof function I did not use. Rice pasta I have not used. Now on the air fry stovetop function side, which doesn't use steam, it uses the big air fry fan from the top. Also there's heat on the bottom. I need to point that out. Even with the non-combi functions, you got heat that comes from the bottom on functions to give you heat from the top and the bottom, which is cool because it's got like kind of like a bottom, kind of like a pressure cooker bottom, kind of, and an air fry on top, which is nice. So air fry works well, it's very fast, and air fry has no preheat. So air fry makes for a good option if you're doing reheating, or if you just want to cook up anything without having to wait for preheat. The bake function works as well as any air fry oven would, and I prefer Combi Bake though, just because things come out so moist. Like I said, the regular bake function is as good as any air fryer oven that you want to name. It's as good. But Combi Bake's even better because things come out really moist. So I like Combi Bake, but Bake is cool and works out nice if that's what you want to use. But one thing to know about the bake function here on the air fry side of the cooker is that the bake function has a required preheat and there's no way to skip it. So if you want to skip that preheat, you want to use air fry. The broil function I've not used, pizza I've not used. The toast function I've used every day, works fine, and I've demonstrated that in the initial review, and I do like how it does toast. Even though it browns one side a little more than the other, still it's still nice to have some browning on bottom. It browns the bottom a little more than the top, but still it's nice that it tries to cook both sides pretty well, which is better than a basket air fryer. With a basket air fryer, you're only going to get one side of your toast cooked. So I'm cool with how it does toast, even though it does one side a bit more than the other side. Now in the sear saute function, I have not used slow cook, I've not used sous vide, have not used either, although that looks promising. I want to talk about cleaning the cooker. The cooker is easy to clean, so everything's non-stick. So like the air fry rack, non-stick, nothing on there. And I wash everything by hand, by the way, so I don't use dishwasher for anything. But I talk about what's dishwasher safe in the initial review. But you see the bake tray with its enamel coating, it's, looking good. Let's go inside here. You see the Combi pot there, things are clean. Inside here, it's been easy to clean. I think down bottom here I've noticed, and I guess maybe it's because of the water that steam builds up and then has to get cooked off with the dry function. There's a little bit of like a rust down here. I don't know if you can, let's see if I can help you see it better. There's like some rusting going on down there. Some apparent rusting. It hasn't been like a functional problem as far as using the cooker. It's not having any problems functionally speaking, but it's interesting to see that going on. I'm not one who gets too hung up on, oh, it's staying, it's staying, it's staying. I don't care, but still it's there, and, it's interesting to see. Now I want to compare the Ninja Combi to some other cookers. I'm only going to do a few, and I might talk about some general classes of cookers, but if you are interested in something I don't mention, please watch the other reviews here on the channel. Over 80 cooker reviews here on the channel, over 800 videos here showing cooks and things here on the channel. Check them out and decide for yourself if it's not something that I mention. So, this Ninja Combi versus the Ninja Speedy. The Ninja Combi is bigger, and the Ninja Speedy, in my opinion, was a very nice kind of like 1.0 of the Ninja Combi. It was like a good start. It was a little smaller and a little too small for me. So the Ninja Combi is a little bigger, and it's just bigger enough that I really like it. I'm able to do what I need to do with it. So I really like the Ninja Combi. And the Combi, between the Speedy and the Combi wins. Even though the Speedy is a nice cooker, and I enjoyed that, it was just a little too small for me. This being a little bigger, it wins. Now, versus, I'm just going to say basket air fryers in general. This Ninja Combi versus basket air fryers in general, the Ninja Combi is better because it has more options. It's a lot more versatile cooker. Now, this versus the Gourmet French Door XL digital air fry oven, which is my current champ. I have to say that if you remember my Ninja Speedy review, 30-day review, I mentioned that it was close because the Speedy was so nice. Even though it was smaller, it was close between it and the Gourmet. But this Combi's bigger, so I have to say there is a brand new champ in town, and it is the Ninja Combi. And so this is my champ now, the Ninja Combi. What's my favorite cooker? The Ninja Combi. And I always tell people, decide what's best for you. Don't necessarily pick something just because it's best for me, but I'm sticking with the Combi now because that's my champ now. So the Gourmet French Door XL digital air fry oven had a 1-year run as champ, and now there's a new champ, the Ninja Combi. So we're moving on, and I'm happy with how this cooker performs. Now, I do want to mention that nothing in this video is sponsored, nothing given to me, and I don't want anybody giving me anything, and I don't want to tie myself in any way to any of these cooker companies. I like to be able to do reviews and talk about things fully independent and fully able to say what I like or don't like without any feeling whatsoever at all of any connection or ties. That's how I like to do it. And so I hope that you did like the video. And in the video description are lots of ways for you to help the channel, such as my cookbook, merch membership, donations. There's like a buy me a coffee link there. Also, my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. Again, that's superwaveovenrecipes.com. Buy me a coffee link there. And lots of written recipes and things for you to use there. Also, in the video description, there's a link to the Amazon shop where you pay the same price and help the channel. And so, with all of that said, if you did like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification icon, and good eating.